Hey adventurers, and welcome to another video from the Steve Adventure Academy. Today we're going to talk about watches. It's wrist check time. And here at the Adventure Academy, we had no idea that we were collecting watches. Nick Shabazz, shout out. Good job, Nick. Nick told us not to get into watches. And you know what? We didn't at all. We took that advice. That is smart, sage advice. However, at the same time, we got looking through, our stuff, because, let's face it, generally speaking, I would say that it's at least a gender stereotype that men collect stuff. Now, as you can see behind me, it's early in November, and clearly the Christmas decorations are coming out. And of course, those have got all kinds of fancy names like knickknacks, tchotchkes, all sorts of doohickeys and hootawads. But, generally we just clump our stuff under stuff. And so we're going to try and do a short, quick video about our Unwitting watch collection. So start off with, let's start off in no particular order. And so we worked at Cabela's for a time, and so we ended up with this particular Cabela's watch. We are not watch experts here on the channel, but some notable features. It's really nice to have the twisty dealy down here out of the wrist, because I tend to wear my watches, as you'll see, I generally push them way up on my wrist, and so that thing tends to dig into your wrist. It's quite nice, keeps really good time. Cabela's watch, really hard to go wrong. Leather strap, and of course when you work there, there's a deal to be had. Thank you, Bargain Cave. It's moving on. Let's see, another watch. Let's see, we got another one here from Cabela's. This particular watch we got because we really liked the style of it. It's got a nice color, and of course that particular color goes really well with the idea of doing a paracord watch strap. And so our paracord watch strap, of course, it's a survival channel, isn't it? And so it's got we've got a survival whistle, compass that's mostly for looking at and adding talking about as a feature rather than actually navigating with. There is a ferro rod tucked in here that actually does throw sparks. Who knew? Then the ferro rod scraper is kind of substituted for this tiny little claw style knife blade, which of course we took the liberty of putting an edge on, and the whole thing locks together really nicely. So that keeps time. You can also use it for navigating, provided the battery in the watch stays energized, because you can do that. How many degrees are you? What's your declination? What time is it? Where's the sun? And figure out where your north, south, east, and west navigation points are. It's actually pretty accurate once you get through the mathematics of it. Other watches that we ended up in our Unwitting watch collection. The truth is, I don't really count watches as part of our EDC here at the channel because we don't wear one every single day. Guided by time, but not ruled by time. We rule time. This particular watch was given to me as part of a series of watches that were part of my brother's wedding, and so thank you so much. Blue accessories were the theme, and so this particular watch has a blue accessory. This one does a really good job of telling the time mostly, and frankly it really was just a fun thing to receive from a really great guy that I'm just lucky enough to share a blood relationship with, not just in Jesus, but also in the natural. Of course, no Unwitting watch collection would be complete without the Amazon Steelers watch. Go Steelers. It's football season, and of course, if you want to know what time it is, it's Steeler time. Moving on from that, let's see. Well, who knew that all these years ago that this watch collection, frankly, almost all of these watches were purchased after the next two I'm about to show you. These are watches that I bought for myself, went to great expense. I actually had to travel to another country even to get them because they weren't offered in my home country of Canada, I don't believe. And I was all the way in Moundsville, West Virginia, and picked up these gems. Yes, Star Wars digital watches. This particular one, of course, as you can see, is the Yoda Attack of the Clones version, all Star Wars'd up. You buy a meal and you get them at BK in Moundsville, West Virginia. Of course, whew, how many of your watches, Nick Chavez? Hologram. And of course, Count Dooku on the back. Yes, this watch goes with all of my green outfits, which I'm currently wearing, but also all of my brown outfits currently wearing. Whew. Wow, Bulova. Do they make a Yoda watch? I don't even know. Second watch, of course, you gotta have it. Starting off with the back. Who's the greatest character in the Star Wars story? Is it a Skywalker? No. It's a Solo. Han Solo watch. Empire Strikes Back, Millennium Falcon, hologram, reversible straps. These straps, by the way, they twist. Ooh, ooh. Pretty fancy. Twist and lock. You don't have to worry about tools. Toolless adjustment. It's a feature. But of course, we're all watching that amazing show on the television. And this one, Boba Fett on the other side, Mandalorian watch. Actually keeps really good time again. It's very lightweight on the wrist. Matches with all of your holiday theme or Mandalorian. Gotta have it. My wife noticed that I don't wear watches on my arm. It's a very astute observation, I would say. And so she thought maybe that having a watch on a fob would be fun. And it really kind of is. It's upside down when you open it, so that when you flip it up off your fob, you can read it. Pretty smart design. I would love to say that I wear it more than I do, but with all the other EDC stuff I actually carry, I do find this guy's a little bit, just a little bit difficult. But if you need a watch that's upside down with a flip cover, and it says Canada with a big old buck on it, whew, that's a nice piece. Keeps respectable time. It is a bit of a battery muncher, but what are you going to do? Coming down to a couple of favorites. So one of my absolute favorite watches, I was lucky enough to inherit my grandfather's 1938/39 Solar Aqua, the precursor to, this is the watch that started it all off for Rolex. Rolex company came out of the Solar Aqua company. And this is a really great watch. What I love about this watch are a variety of things. It keeps really good time. I love a manual watch. It's got lots of great patina. It's so hard to get this thing to focus. I don't think it'll change focuses. Even if I cover up my face, it's really not going to focus too well. But this watch is very small. So compared to a regular watch, let's say regular bezel size like the Cabela's, which is probably made by Timex. Let's look here. Actually, I think it is made by Timex. You can see that it's quite small. So it really fits on the wrist nice. And frankly, as much as I like modern watches, and I do, a couple of my friends got some really cool watches, curved, manuals, automatics, that sort of thing. Very cool. This watch is very comfortable to wear. It keeps good time. And frankly, the exclusivity of a watch that's this old is really kind of fun. I'm sorry for the circumstance of inheritance, because of course that means that they've gone on to be with the Lord. However, and I miss them, but I mean, clearly it's better there than it is here, and the watch is really, really fun. Another watch that I really enjoy very much, deceptively, is this one here is the Skagen Denmark. Perhaps I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I'm not Danish. But things that are notable, things I love about this watch, I love carbon fiber, and that's actual carbon fiber in there, not faux carbon. Very cool. And not only is the bezel, but even this weave strap is all titanium. It's a spectacularly nice watch. They're quartz movement inside, so they're not real expensive. But you get this glorious double clip. It's a fantastic watch. It's literally like you're wearing nothing at all. It's very low profile, very slim, super light. It's very easy on the batteries, and that black carbon fiber and the titanium, those are two of my favorite materials. What a piece. Now finally, what's on the wrist today? Well, generally I'm really enjoying wearing this one. I would love to know specifically what brand it is. It's a very difficult watch to find any information on, except that I know without hesitation that it was bought in 1980 because it's engraved on the back with that information by my father. And this is my father's first ever digital watch. So back in 1980, thankfully 1982 has the same calendar configuration as this year, 2021, and so the watch is still very functional. Some things you can see that the shiny pseudo stainless has worn off to reveal what's likely a brass or bronze underneath. And I'm really enjoying the patina of this watch. This watch was worn every single day by my father, who I both respect and love, for probably a pair of decades, until the calendar started to go obsolete, and he wanted something that was waterproof rather than being water resistant, insofar as long as you don't cry in the same room or where this watch is, it won't be damaged by the moisture. This watch is great fun. It's just really kind of a great nostalgia piece to wear your dad's watch, and also to be able to wear your grandfather's watch. Super, super fun. Particularly, those are really historic times, and frankly, I guess every time that isn't right now, historic, happened previously. Well, that is our Unwitting watch collection. I would love to know your thoughts about what is in your Unwitting watch collection. And if anyone has any information that they would be happy to share about what brand this watch might be, the brand information has long worn off. I remember it being up here in the top, in this portion, next to the speaker, which still works fantastically. But it was in this space, and my memory is just not good enough to remember what that information was. Well, that's been it, and this video is long enough, and so, on every way, and on every day, we here at the Adventure Academy hope that you all will stay sharp. Thanks for watching. See you next time.